Welcome. I'm Nina Gryphon, and this is the Astrology and Magic channel. Today, we'll talk about the astrology of the second week of March 2025. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all of my patrons. I appreciate all of your support. If you would like to become a patron and get early access to these videos, and at the highest tier, access to my monthly Magical Elections ebook, which teaches you how and when to make astrological talismans, you can go to patreon.com/Nina Gryphon. March 11th, Mercury will conjoin Venus retrograde at 8 degrees Aries. Mercury is nearly stationary now, as he and Venus retrograde conjoin. This is a genuinely magical and frankly rare combination. Recall that Mercury is the magician and the catalyst of transformation. He changes lives and the universe on a whim, and reminds us that reality is completely malleable, and it's just a manifestation of consciousness rather than possessing any inherent reality. All those weird quirks of reality and unreality that we experience, well, that's Mercury's doing. That's why he is called the trickster. When he is with Venus, it is our Venusian joys and pleasures that he transforms. Since Venus is retrograde, Mercury is a powerful signal that all Venusian things, desire, relationships, sex, and pleasure, are all about to get seriously weird and nonlinear. Mercury and Venus will travel together until mid-April. So this magical weirding of desire, love, and beauty will be with us for a good month without letting up in intensity. This is, of course, doubly true if Mercury and Venus will closely aspect, by a classical aspect, anything in your own natal chart, especially around 8 Aries, but really at any point during their common journey. March 12th, the Sun will conjoin Saturn at 22 Pisces. Now, this is a heavy influence that reminds us of the inherent discomfort of being an eternal spirit that navigates this world through a physical and impermanent body. So rather than resisting the sense of heaviness and frustration, it is far better to acknowledge and accept the momentary discomfort and pain and calmly listen to what it is telling us. Pain is always a messenger and a warning, and it is wise never to shoot the messenger, however unwelcome his message may be. From an alchemical standpoint, we can think of this aspect as the gold still being veiled in lead before the necessary transmutations occur to coax the gold out of its leaden guise. If we recognize both substances for what they are, the eternal and the transitory, the spiritual and the material, this is what will help us get past our suffering. On March 13th, we get a total lunar eclipse at 23 Virgo. Now, this eclipse, being in Virgo, is ruled by Mercury, who's stationing retrograde now, suggesting an influence from this eclipse that will persist and seem to throw all of our efforts, good, bad, and indifferent, into disarray. This eclipse will feature mercurial matters of commerce, education, and, yes, magic. The eclipse opposes the Saturn-Neptune North Node stellium in Pisces, creating something magical out of gross matter, transforming whatever is heavy, inert, and chaotic into something alive and responsive to the divine spirit, which Mercury represents. This eclipse may not feel easy, but it's an opportunity to let ourselves be a vehicle for the divine, even if the means to it may sometimes be a bit shocking or surprising, as is the nature of the eclipse and, frankly, the nature of Mercury as well. On the collective level, this eclipse is set to bring diseases and bad harvests and high prices of produce and grain in the coming months because all of these things are governed by Virgo. Now, March 14th, Mercury will station retrograde at 9 Aries. This is Mercury's station and a reminder that whatever we know to be true and real will be challenged over the next few weeks. Mercury will turn direct April 7th at 26 Pisces. Everything will revert to an earlier condition under this retrograde, while still creating something that feels very new, as is the case for Aries, the first sign. What's remarkable about this retrograde of Mercury is that it overlaps so closely with Venus's retrograde both in time and in the degrees that both planets cover while retrograde. As with Venus retrograde, if you have natal planets around the 9th or 10th degrees of signs that Aries aspects by a major aspect, you will feel this time very intensely. Aries in particular, being a cardinal fire sign ruled by Mars, is powerfully active, so this may feel like a period when it's hard to catch your breath for all the changes and developments and, frankly, unexpected back and forth. Sleep may be hard to come by now, so try to get as much rest and downtime as possible, and know that you will probably have to proactively build rest into your schedule during this period because it's just not going to happen for you naturally. Thanks for watching. I'm Nina Gryphon, and this is the Astrology and Magic channel.